Hey, what's up? This is the first Ask Me Anything video from my first Patreon subscriber, Lauren. And so I'm going to go through her questions, and this is just an example too. If you're a Patreon member, I will do a video specifically to answer your questions. So here we go. Let's get started. So Lauren is looking to use something other than Google Workspace, and I'm going to recommend a number of solutions and how to integrate them, since there are different solutions or they're different services, how to kind of fit them all together in a organized way. So let's get to it. So for file storage and sharing, Dropbox all the way. A couple times I've lost files due to syncing errors on Google Drive, and I'll just never go back. Dropbox is kind of pricey, but it's reliable, easy to use, and I've never had a problem with it from the first day that I've used it, so I'm kind of a Dropbox gal all the way. And that being said, I still use Google Documents and spreadsheets, and I'll get to that. For domain email hosting, I currently use Media Temple, but I was grandfathered in from many years ago, like 2001, so I only pay $3.98 per month. Now I'm currently using Bluehost, but after the first term, they're sending me a bill for $600 for 1 year of hosting, and that's ridiculous. I'm going to go ahead and switch servers and move all my emails to another server. It's a pain in the butt, but I'm not going to pay $600 for 1 year of hosting. That's insanity, Bluehost, if you're watching this. Next one is Fat Cow, and this is one that I used a long time ago. I haven't used it recently, but the power supply for all of their servers is on clean energy. I think it's all wind powered, so they're pretty cool. They're pretty cheap. And then GoDaddy is another option, but they'll probably increase the price after the first term. So I would recommend Bluehost, Fat Cow, or GoDaddy. Media Temple's too expensive. With Fat Cow, you might get a price increase later, but just buy the biggest term that you can in the beginning and then move servers and then move back. Kind of annoying, but the price increase is significant. So I already said that. Let's move on. Okay, so for doc and sheet collaboration, I still use Google Docs, and I'll show you how I use it. So here's my Dropbox. Let's go ahead and say I want to make a project with someone. So I'll go ahead and create that project. So let's say for part of the project, I have 2 Google documents. I have this client brief in Google Docs, and then I have some client details inside of a spreadsheet. What I'll do in order to not have to constantly go back to Google Drive is I will go ahead and make a folder in Dropbox, our file distribution system that we're using. And I'll just go ahead and drag in the URL link into the folder in Dropbox. So when I share this folder with someone else on the team, I'm still using Google Drive, but it's still all in one place. So I'm going to go ahead and handle the client brief and put it in there. So that way I can just open it up and it'll be like it's a file. So still all in one place, but still using a different service, but putting it together, if that makes sense. Okay, so the next question is, so for using the calendar, I don't really associate my domain name directly with the calendar service. I use iCloud because it's just easier to integrate with Mac's native user interface. But the name of my iCloud account is the name of my principal email. So you can have multiple iCloud accounts. So for example, if I wanted a hello@productivityshop.co email account, I would make a second iCloud account under that particular email, so that way my iCloud account username matches the email address that I'm making appointments with. Kind of a little bit of a hack, but it's been working well for me so far. Or you can use your Gmail. I have my shayluke.work@gmail.com in case someone only uses Google Calendar, and it's easier that way. So yeah, that's that. And then the last question was, what do I use for forms? I use Google Forms for any forms that I need. And then also just for meeting stuff, I use Calendly. But I don't really need forms that much, so I just kind of default to the easiest thing to make. I think there's a lot of other form things out there, but yeah, if you need any more specifics, let me know. But yeah, that wraps up the first Ask Me Anything. I'll post this on Patreon first and then release it to the general public a little bit later. But thanks so much for your question, Lauren, and I'll talk to you and everybody later. Bye.